Alright, so let's start watching. So, there's pretty much like two builds that you can go on Pango. You can go maximum damage, or you can go maximum tank. And for both of them, I think you get a blink dagger after your first item. Like you get your small items in the laning stage, and then you get your first item, be it like a javelin or a vanguard or a hood or something like that. You pretty much need like a mana item in addition to your magic wand, then like a javelin or something, and then you go blink, or you get a tank item like a vanguard or a hood. So this game, I'm not sure. I don't really play Pango that much, and my win rate on him is kind of bad. So I'll just do the best I can here. I kind of have a pretty good idea of how he should be played. I just haven't played him enough, probably. So the starting items are good. On Pango, you're definitely going to need a lot of regen in lane, because he kind of doesn't, he's kind of susceptible to harass. You're going to want to get that magic wand up as soon as possible so you can, and you are going for the magic wand as soon as possible, just so you can deal with the spam from the Crystal Maiden PA. You gotta keep in mind that I'm 90% sure if you get frostbitten, you can still swashbuckle away. So, going for this rune is definitely the right play. You don't end up getting it, but they don't try to kill you either, so you don't need to use a lot of regen. It's an unnecessary tango right there. The mango would have taken care of it. Like, you still have a lot left on it. Just, he's got to be a little bit mindful. Like, even the tango usages can add up. Like, that's 30 gold, you know? Don't take a tango lightly. And right away, the equilibrium is in your favor. So you mostly just need to, chill out, try to get the last hits if you can, but don't take too much harass here. Whenever you're using swashbuckle to swashbuckle away, make sure you always attempt to get damage at the same time. I can't really confidently say what item build is best here. I mean, they're pretty squishy, so the javelin's probably fine, but at the same time, they do have the ability to kill you. Like, Doom can get a net creep as well. Enigma can go for, okay, he's not going for it, but you can go Helm of the Dominator and try to get a troll creep and take you out of your ult. So their team has a lot of counterplay to you, actually. But they're also pretty squishy. So it's kind of difficult to say what item build you go for this game. pretty sure you max shield crash, by the way. Just because you can spam it in lane to get last hits and to do damage. Plus the damage reduction per hero scales pretty nicely. So having a scaled up shield crash is, I think, pretty important. I think the play there was actually to stop these neutrals from getting pulled into the lane. What you did there was kind of, you did damage. Oh yeah, thanks for watching. You too. Have a nice evening yourself as well. If it's evening where you are, at any rate. I think you were in Europe. So, yeah. I think it's better to prevent these creeps from going into lane than... Maybe it was an accident, but you kind of made the pull happen here. It's probably more important for you to be able to swashbuckle under your own tower than anything else, if you have a choice. Yeah, there's really not that much you can do about this happening. On the plus side though, it's really difficult for CM to actually deny these, and you get 100% XP from these creeps dying to neutral, so it's completely fine to put yourself in a position where you're not going to get harassed in order to get this XP. There's nothing wrong with it. As a pango, you really don't have that much lane presence until you have like a really high level shield crash swashbuckle that you can just spam and harass that way. But I'm sure that your main focus should be number one, surviving, number two, getting, I mean, that's just offlane in general. Probably don't really have to mention that too much. Just surviving and getting XP and gold if you can. Something that you can do that I haven't seen you do yet is pull the creeps yourself. And what I mean by that is you take the creeps from behind their tower and pull them like this or something. With the swashbuckle, you can do it semi-safely, just because you can dash 1,000 range away if you have to. Yeah, I think if you had a higher level in shield crash, it's hard to say though. What you really needed was a TP rotation from one of your heroes, like a Kunkka, ideally. Ogre, secondary. Alright then. There's not much to say about that. One thing I have seen from Pangos is they have their stout shield and they go their magic wand, and then instead of getting boots, they go straight in for the javelin to have a bigger presence in the lane. Which I think I wouldn't mind it in this game. Like, if you think about it on Pango, you don't really need boots that much. You've got Swashbuckle to get away. You've got Shield Crash to go up and down high grounds. You've got Roll, which makes you go at 600 move speed. So I think if you're going for the javelin, a lot of times you can actually skip the boots. Like, normally I wouldn't advocate for skipping boots, but it might just be the play in a game like this. Yeah, I think you had a decent ult there, but I don't know, your team just wasn't prepared to follow up with damage too much. And I guess you actually can't use Swashbuckle if you're rooted. So that seems a pretty good counter to Pango, at least early. Seems like. I don't know. I think I kind of lean towards this hero just being tanky, being in the middle of the fight, and having shield crash. Be at a high level, because you get so tanky with 18% per hero. It's like, it's unreal, really. You gotta watch out for the new Phantom Assassin. She can dagger you through magic immunity. Oh man, it's unfortunate. This guy's just dumpstering the game. I don't know. I think it's possible to play Pango as a more like stable hero instead of this kind of snowbally style that you see from a lot of Pangos. Like, I wouldn't mind this game, I wouldn't mind at all having like a like if you just went like normal tanky offlaner items, I wouldn't mind it at all. If you went pipe, if you went Crimson Guard, I wouldn't mind. I feel like pipe, Crimson Guard, blink would have been pretty decent this game. You even could have gone later on for, or maybe even earlier on, Blade Mail would have been a good item this game. Blade Mail against Shadow Fiend, Blade Mail against Enigma, Blade Mail against Doom isn't so great, Blade Mail against CM is great, Blade Mail against Phantom Assassin is pretty great. Gives you a bit of armor, gives you a bit of int, gives you a little bit of damage, which is irrelevant, but not bad to have. I don't know. I haven't played enough Pango to really tell you, you know, in this particular game, you go exactly these items. All I know is I think you have enough damage, so just being able to survive in fights and help your team survive is probably more important in a game like this. And once you have, you don't even really need the Javelin to clear creep waves. Because once you have 4-4 right here, you clear, you one-shot creep waves, so it's possible for you to catch up if you're not snowballing with kills and assists and stuff like that. I feel like you're kind of in the wrong position right now. I feel like you should just be pressuring top here, since nobody else is. Like, you can pressure top and, you know, get this farm, have a TP ready, and just, they've got no counterplay to the rollout, except for if SF Blink Yule ults you, it's kind of scary, but they're going to have to commit like a pretty major ult and show on the map in order to kill you. Like, they need to use Doom, they need to use like Requiem, they need to burst you down really quickly with Phantom Assassin, or use like a black hole. So putting yourself in a position like this where you can get farm and force them to show on the map is ideal, and it's pretty difficult for a hero like Zeus to do it, just because he's got no escape mechanism. He's pretty squishy. It's just better for like for you or Jug to do it. It's unfortunate, but if that happens to you, then it means it's not going to happen to your Zeus, essentially. looks like you're going for the Yule. I'm gonna do the Yule trick, I guess, which I don't know. I feel like it's a bit more gimmicky than just having the blink dagger to be able to position your ult in fights. I feel like if you had the blink dagger, you can position your ult so much better than just like. I know it's not slow, but compared to a blink, it is. You know, it's just slowly rolling in. You can just blink. If there's somebody right next to a wall, you stun them, you go into the wall, you go back, and you shield crash as well. It's just, I feel like you're missing out on a lot by not having this blink. Pretty much every higher level Pango player does go the blink. Having the blink on this hero really, like, at least doubles the effectiveness of your ult due to the ability for you to position yourself, and the fact that you don't need to turn to use items on this hero really helps out with the blink. So you can roll through somebody, you can blink back, roll through them again, you know, use shield crash twice once you have level 15. It just does, if you know how to do it properly, it just does so much damage. So I'm not going to go through every fight and just nitpick like what you like on a micro level what you should have done here, there, whatever. I think I'm more interested in like macro things. Like, should you have been here fighting or should you have been pushing out a wave? Like, are you going the right items? You know, stuff like that, I feel is a bit more helpful. Basher's probably fine, especially against Enigma. If you can get the solo swashbuckle onto Enigma, it's almost a guaranteed cancel on the black hole, and there's absolutely nothing it can do about it. Except maybe have a Ghost Scepter, as well as the BKB, and activate both, or something like that. I'm not even sure if that works. I think the Skull Basher was a great choice to cancel Black Hole, though. I think you definitely had the right idea there. If nothing else, at this point you should be getting a blink just so that you can cancel Black Hole more reliably. Once you cancel Black Hole with Swashbuckle, you can roll in, you you know, shield crash a bunch of times in fights and do a lot of damage. Skullbasher Pangos. It's an interesting counter to Enigma for sure. I want to check how much longer this game is. 35. About four more minutes. Let's see what happens. Get the Heart Piercer. So Doom just melts. This Heart Piercer passive, I really hate it. It's like, it's almost a guaranteed proc. Well, is it though? It'll proc more often than not. Takes away all of your armor. Seems pretty good. Just take away all of the armor. So is the game really not over here? Alright. At any rate, I think you itemized a bit wrong in this game. Any micro level mistakes that you made was probably just down to not having enough practice on the hero. And I think the tanky build would have been a bit better this game. I like the Skullbasher idea. I don't know if you bought it with the intention of using it to cancel Black Hole through BKB, but if that was the idea, that's some next level shit. I've never thought about that before. Other than that, I would definitely recommend continuing to play Pangolier because he's pretty much the #1 most broken offlaner right now. Except maybe Dark Willow. +1. I don't know. Alright, let me see if I've got another replay here. Otherwise, I'm going to end the stream and clip everything. Alright. Thanks for watching.